I want to take a moment today to talk about something that I call trash in, trash out. You can start with the best components that money can buy, but overall, if you have a bad combination or a bad platform to start with, it doesn't matter what you purchase, you're going to have problems. Common things that are often overlooked and we deal with all the time on the tech line, people that are fighting issues simply because they didn't check fuel pressure. High fuel pressure as well as low fuel pressure can both be an issue. A lot of people always are concerned with low pressure, but you definitely want to check high fuel pressure issues as well and make sure that you have everything within the proper operating limits. Common things you'll run into to cause some other issues are things like vacuum leaks, old, dry, crusty vacuum lines, new lines that may have been cut or chafed because they're too close to a sharp object or something they shouldn't have been will cause you issues. Vacuum leaks are a common problem for a lot of idle issues that people face on a daily basis. Simple things like ignition. Something as simple as spark plug wires. A super low resistance plug wire really isn't your friend. A common spark plug wire, let's say on an LS application, which is very short, is commonly 400 plus ohms. Another thing that a lot of people don't utilize is dielectric grease. Dielectric grease can do multiple things. It can block RF noise that could be leaking past the boot. It can also eliminate things like carbon tracking, which will result in misfires and poor engine performance. When you're using dielectric grease, you need to be conscientious and understand that this is designed to block electrical conductivity. It's not designed to enhance it. So when you're utilizing it, you want to avoid the grease to wheel bearing method where you just go and you squirt it in a tube and you put your plug wire in. When you do that, you're going to get dielectric grease between the metal contacts, and that's not what you want to do. I'll generally put a little bit on a Q-tip or some type of a swab and just wipe a little bit inside the boot. It'll keep it sealed up from moisture as well as reducing the chances of spark leak as well as some RF leakage that you can have through the ignition system. You want to be conscientious about your exhaust. Leaks as small as a pinhole in a poor weld that's upstream of the O2 sensor can result in erroneous readings when it comes to your oxygen sensor. If you have poor O2 sensor readings and you're operating an engine in closed loop, it can really throw things way off the rails in a hurry. We've talked a bunch about wiring, so I'm not really going to get real deep back into it, but wiring is really important. If you've got things that look like this, you want to fix those and make sure you've got nice clean wiring. Once again, make sure that main battery power and ground go directly to the battery. Keep things that are high current separated from things that are low current and don't stack stuff. Another thing I want to talk about is the overall combination of the vehicle and engine platform. We run into this not only with fuel injection but also with carburetors. For some reason, a lot of the thought processes behind this and the understanding of it seems to go out the window when guys convert to fuel injection, and that's your overall engine combination. If you build an engine, say for example it's got a big single plane intake manifold, big honking set of cylinder heads, a large camshaft with a lot of lift and duration, that doesn't make power below 3,000. Say it's set up for 3,000 RPM up to 7,000 RPM, but you're going to put it in a heavy street vehicle without a lot of gear or converter, and it's going to leave off of idle, say 1,000 RPM, and you try to load the engine. Well, if you had a carburetor, it's going to bog and hesitate, and the same thing's going to happen with fuel injection. You need to make sure that your overall combination matches the vehicle. Set up the gearing, the converter, the camshaft to match the vehicle's operating range and requirements. At the end of the day, simple philosophy, trash in, trash out. If you have a bad combination, valve train issues, ignition problems, vacuum leaks, poor combination, things just aren't going to work out in your favor. For more helpful tech tips and videos, go to Holley.com.